Alexandra Paul talks about the facts of overpopulation over at TED Talk, and she mentioned that the modern man first showed up on Earth 200,000 years ago. And by 1850, human had reproduced so successfully there were 1 billion people on the planet. The next billion came in 100 years. Now, we add 1 billion people in the world every 12 years. Many, or shall I say, most of us don't really know how our population grows. And in 2011, the world population reached over 7 billion people. Indeed, we have gone forth and multiplied. But now, we have got to take control, or it will be our downfall. Now, the world population is growing 1% each year. This may not sound like very much, but 1% of 7 billion is actually a big number, meaning that every day we add 220,000 people to the planet every day. My name is Camila Miranda, and I am reporting for the future of our world.
Pabalikan sila ba? Oo sila. Hoy! Balik!
So, after hearing the facts of overpopulation and seeing how our own country is suffering from this kind of widespread outbreak, are we just going to sit on our couches and let the world fail on us until it can't hold us anymore? Or are we going to step out and equip ourselves in the near future? Let us decide.
So, here we go. First, an axis for health, life expectancy, from 25 years to 75 years. And down here, an axis for wealth, income per person, $400,000, $4,000, and $40,000. So down here is poor and sick, and up here is rich and healthy. Now, I'm going to show you the world 200 years ago.
And yet, despite the enormous disparities today, we have seen 200 years of remarkable progress. That huge historical gap between the West and the rest is now closing. We have become an entirely new converging world. And I see a clear trend into the future. With aid, trade, green technology and peace, it's fully possible that everyone can make it to the healthy, wealthy corner.
Well, what you just seen in the last few minutes is a story of 200 countries shown over 200 years and beyond. It involved plotting of 120,000 numbers. Pretty neat.
Now, my fellow mates, I should ask you this. Would you like to see this world filled with the beauty of technology and knowledge? If so, we must learn how to be knowledgeable enough to make our world a better place for us to live in. Today, knowledge and technology helps us solve our problems just like what we are discussing, overpopulation. If we want to live further in this world, we need to be fully aware of what's happening around us. So, we have discussed about our issues, and now let's start resolving them. Hello guys! Welcome to the world of comic statistics. I know how it feels to sit in a class talking about the probability of how I can get ahead in a coin toss, or a 6 while rolling a die, and even getting a queen of hearts in a deck of cards. Okay, maybe the magicians also trick us using statistics. Anyways, I am here to teach you probability, and I took Larry Gornick and Wilcott Smith's book entitled The Cartoon Guide to Comic Statistics as my reference. Let us begin. Most of us live comfortably with some level of uncertainty. I'll have the soup, please.
Could you just bring me a calculator?
What makes statistics unique is its ability to quantify uncertainty. To make it precise, this allows statisticians to make categorical statements with complete assurance about their level of uncertainty.
Good choice. I'm 90% confident that tonight's soup has probability between 73% and 77% of between really delicious.
Statistics isn't only or for weirdo geniuses. Statistics helps in drawing general conclusions and making predictions of how much of a thing will happen in a given condition. Statistical techniques being powerful tools for analyzing numerical data are used in almost every branch of learning. Now, under statistics is probability.
Nothing in life is certain in everything we do. We gauge the chances of successful outcomes from business to medicine to weather, but for most of human history, probability, the formal study of the laws of change, was used for only one thing: gambling. Basic definition. As our gambler plays a game, we play scientists observing the outcome. What game dice? Synonym, differ. Let's flip a coin. A random experiment is the process of observing the outcome of a change event. The elementary outcomes are all possible results of the random experiment. The sample space is the set or collection of all the elementary outcomes. If the event was a coin toss, for example, the random experiment consists of recording its outcome. The elementary outcomes are heads and tails, and the sample space is the set written.
And if your dice is your game,
To accomplish their feats of mathematical legerdemain, statisticians rely on three related disciplines. First, data analysis, the gathering, display, and summary of data. Probability, the laws of chance in and out of the casino. Statistical inference, the science of drawing statistical conclusions from specific data using a knowledge of probability. Are you ready for this? In this book, we'll look at the three as applied to a wide variety of situations where statistics plays a crucial role in the modern world, like what are the chances of getting a taxi in this kind of weather?
Probability is the science, the act, nay, the art of designing meaningful numbers to things that no one can actually really know. On to our lesson. Now that we have learned something about probability and statistics, let's try to connect this with our issue, overpopulation. Say, for example, this is our situational problem. So, after knowing what the problem is, let's now go to the tree diagram. So, it is said in the equation that there should be 3 children and would stop if a boy would be born. So, this is our sample spaces. Sample space is the collection of simple events. Simple events, individual outcomes, or an experiment. An event is something that occurs or happens. This brings us to the simple probability. If all outcomes are equally likely, the probability of a simple event is a ratio that compares the number of favorable outcomes to the number of possible outcomes. This brings us to the formula, which is P times E is equals to N times E over NS. Or to be much simpler, it is PE is equals to the number of things that will make you happy over the total number of things. Now, let us try to solve the equation. P at least one boy is equals to the number of things that will make you happy, which is given in the equation, you should stop when a boy is born. So let's count all the sample spaces there is a boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Over the total number of things, which is the sample space, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now, this is the answer. We can see that 7 over 8 can be simplified anymore. So 7 over 8 is also equals to 87.5%. I also made an order list here and above, just like the tree diagram, but in the ordered list, the sample spaces are least in the chronological order. So that's it. Thank you. I hope that you learned something from me today. And I just want to say that there are a lot of ways to solve this kind of situational problem, like doing the addition or multiplication rule, also the law of large numbers, to get the exact answer. But in real life, there are really no certainties. Probability is only used to quantify an attitude of mind towards some proposition of whose truth are not certain. Though there are some other ways to solve this kind of problem, like proposing a one-child policy from China, or proposing an family planning counseling to our mayors for that there will be family planning counseling to every barangays, or for the girls being ligated, or for the boys having a vasectomy. But first, we should enlighten ourselves to knowledge and use this to sift through the modern world. Again, my name is Camila Miranda, and I am reporting for the Future of the World. Thank you!